Hi replay viewers, it's me, New York vocalist Benita Charles. How are you today? It looks like the lighting isn't too good where I am right now, but I'm here for another episode of Singing Tips. Let me see if I can move into the light. Okay, I guess that's a little better. How's everyone doing today? I'm here for Singing Tips and, oh hello Adam, how are you? I'm here for Singing Tips. I'm New York vocalist Benita Charles, and I'm here in New York for another episode. And every week I give singing tips to beginner singers to help them become professional. And I haven't been on for a while. I had a little accident not too long ago, so I was recovering from that. But I'm back and I'm ready for another singing tip. So Adam, where are you from? Oh, I see you're no longer here. So that's okay. Anyway, I just want to welcome everyone to the show. It's been a while since I've been here, but I'm back and I have a good singing tip for today. But for those of you who are not familiar with singing tips, every week I give singing tips to beginner singers to help them to become professional. And we've discussed everything from your talent to performing live. And now we're in the section of performing your own music. So all of the tips in this section has been about making and recording your own music. So the previous tip, we talked about the elements of a hit song. And we said that it's a catchy title, music and lyrics are important, and it's just pure luck. So that's what we talked about in the last section. But before we go into this week's tip, I would like to just give you a little bit of background of singing tips. Now, singing tips was started because I had a lot of singers ask me about performing. And so I decided to design this show around that to help singers become professional. From my own experience, I have a lot of experience as a singer, as a songwriter, as a performer. So I figured I would share my knowledge to help those singers. Oh, I see I have 3 people. Hello, hi, how are you guys? Let me know who you are and where you're from. It'd be nice to know who's joining me. If you don't know who I am, I'm New York vocalist Benita Charles, and every week I give singing tips to beginner singers to help them become professional. And I haven't been on for a little while, so I thought I'd pop in today and give you some more knowledge of my experience. But just to give you a little bit of background, I was inspired to design this show from a movie that I saw back in 2014 called Get On Up. It's the story of James Brown. Now, if you're not familiar with that movie, it's a phenomenal movie, and the actor Chadwick Boseman played a wonderful James Brown. I really felt like I was watching James Brown. But there was a part in the movie that struck a chord with me, and it was a part where James was talking to his manager, and he wanted to produce his own show and just kind of step into the business side of things. And his manager said to him, this is show business. You take care of the show, I take care of the business. And James said, no, I'm gonna do both. And that's exactly what he did. And it really resonated with me because I thought, wow, I never thought of it that way. The show part and the business part. So that's how I'm designing this show. There's a show part and there's a business part. And so right now we're in the show part. So all of the tips that we talked about now is all about the show. Let me see if I can get some better lighting. I guess that's a little bit better. I'm gonna have to get me a good lighting system, but unfortunately I don't have that right now. So until then, this is it. So yeah, so all of the tips that we're talking about now is all about your talent. And right now we're talking about songwriting. So all of the tips in this section is about writing your own music. So this week I wanted to talk about how to overcome writer's block. Now I recently wrote a new song And I experienced some writer's block, so I thought I'd come on here and just share some tips with you on how I overcame my writer's block. So I would say the first thing is for you to step away from the song. Now, what I mean by that is the first thing I think you should do is I think you should just, if you're finding that you're just not getting anywhere, the best thing to do is just to get away from that song and just do something else. Get your mind off of it. Because sometimes when you have a fresh perspective to something, you're able to come back and get some creative things. And that's kind of what happened to me. I stepped away from the song, and when I came back to the song, I had a renewed sense of what I was doing, and also I had some new ideas. So sometimes it helps to just step away from the song. So another thing I would say is to keep writing. Just write out your frustration, or just write, even if you don't think it sounds right, or even if you don't think it's it's going right. Just write anything. But the most important thing is when you get back to it from your break is to just write. And I often found that if I recorded myself before I took the break, I would remember, or I would listen to it, and then it would, I would hear some ideas, or I would like this, I would take something out. So I would say record it before you leave, because you may forget, and sometimes you have some really great ideas mixed into the things you don't like. And the last thing I would say is to establish a writing schedule. So you know that a certain time, a certain day, you're going to write. And that might be helpful too, because you have a concentrated block of time and you are focused on writing. So that's my tips for you today. Basically, to just, number one, step away from the song. Number two, write out your frustration. Just keep writing. Write until you can't write anymore, because you may find some ideas and some things within that. And to establish a writing schedule. Now, I hope that this is very helpful to you. If it is, let me know. You can connect with me on Instagram at BCMSings. And, oh, hi, I see I have MK and M. Cantev join. Hello, how are you? Spy Life join. Hi, Spy Life. How are you guys doing? And where are you guys from? I'm here in New York. And every week I give singing tips to beginner singers to help them become professional singers. Now, are you guys singers? It would be nice to know. Right now, what we're talking about is writer's block when you're writing your song. So if you've experienced that, or if you're going through that, I have some tips for you that I hope that can be helpful. Just to recap what I said, the first tip is to step away from the song, because sometimes if you're too close to the song and you're just staring at a blank page, it's just not going to help. So it helps to step away from the song. Secondly, when you get back to the song, just write. Just write anything. Even if you don't like it, just write. And finally, establish a schedule. So that way, you have a set time, you can focus, have a space where you can block everything out, and just write to your heart's content. So that's it for me. I hope this was helpful. If you're going to catch this on the replay, I hope this is helpful to you. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. But I'm back again for singing tips. And you can connect with me on Instagram at BCMSings. Click on the bio there and it takes you to the Singing Tips blog. So yeah, I will be back again next week for another episode of Singing Tips. I hope this is helpful to you. And always remember, you were born for this. You were born to sing, sharing love and joy. Spread your mighty wings, be free and sing. Take care, and I'll see you next week.